Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of today's GK. Let's begin with previous day's practice question. Question was, consider the following statements regarding the Yasuni National Park. 1. It is located in Peru. 2. It was designated as World Biosphere Reserve by the IUCN. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option D, neither 1 nor 2. Recently, Ecuadorians rejected the oil exploration in Block 44 situated within Yasuni National Park. This national park is located in Ecuador and the area is inhabited by the Tagari and Tarominani who live in self-isolation. Hence, statement 1 is not correct. In 1989, Yasuni was designated a World Biosphere Reserve by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Yasuni National Park is arguably the most biologically diverse spot on Earth and a convergence point for 3 unique regions, the equator, the Andes Mountains and the Amazon rainforest. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Now, let's begin today's session. First question is, recently the term Eastern Equine Encephalitis was in the news. It is related to disease caused by a virus spread by infected mosquitoes, condition which results in paralyzing of limbs, bacteria that cause permanent blindness, or lung condition caused by air pollution. The correct answer is option A, disease caused by a virus spread by infected mosquitoes. Recently, a rare mosquito-borne illness, Eastern Equine Encephalitis, has been reported in Alabama and New York. It is rare in the US and only a few cases are reported every year, 30% of which could turn fatal and may have severe symptoms. The virus has been found in mosquitoes and horses. Starting from high fever, headache, chills and nausea, it can progress to seizures, disorientation and coma. The survivors may face neurological issues. People in the age group of above 50 and under 15 are said to be more at risk. There are no vaccines available to treat the disease. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, recently the term magnetogram was in the news. It is related to graphical representation of magnetic distortion between multiple magnets, an image that shows the location of the magnetic fields on the sun, graphical representation of magnetic attraction between the two magnets, or an instrument that measures the magnetic field of live electric wire. The correct answer is option B, an image that shows the location of the magnetic fields on the sun. Recently, a new methodology developed can give an accurate analysis of the historic time series of images of the sun. A magnetogram is an image taken by an instrument magnetograph that shows the strength, polarity and location of the magnetic fields on the sun. In a magnetogram, gray areas indicate that there is no magnetic field. Black and white areas indicate regions where there is a strong magnetic field. It shows line of sight magnetic fields, that is, those either coming directly towards us or going away from us. The darkest areas are regions of south magnetic polarity and the whiter regions of north. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the Mera Bill, Mera Adhikari scheme. 1. It is an initiative to encourage a culture of customers asking for invoices or bills for all purchases. 2. Invoices will attract prices through a random draw monthly or quarterly. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2. The correct answer is option C, both 1 and 2. Recently, the Government of India, in association with state governments, announced the launching of an invoice incentive scheme by the name Mera Bill, Mera Adhikari. The scheme will be launched on 1st September 2023. The scheme will initially be launched as a pilot in the states of Assam, Gujarat and Haryana and UTs of Puducherry, Dadra Nagar Haveli and Daman and Diu. Its objective is to bring a cultural and behavioral change in the general public to ask for a bill as their right and entitlement. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Invoices can be uploaded on the mobile application Mera Bill, Mera Adhikari, available on iOS and Android, as well as on the web portal web.merabill.gst.gov.in. Winning invoices will be picked by a method of a random draw at regular intervals, monthly or quarterly. Hence, statement 2 is correct. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding China-Bangladesh relations. 2. President Xi became the first Chinese president to visit Bangladesh in 30 years. 2. China and Bangladesh established diplomatic relations in 1972. Which of the statement or statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, or neither one nor two? The correct answer is option A, one only. Recently, at the BRICS summit in Johannesburg, China declared its support for Bangladesh in the face of any external intervention. In 2016, President Xi landed in Dhaka, becoming the first Chinese president to visit Bangladesh in 30 years. Hence, statement 1 is correct. The visit was heralded as a diplomatic milestone of historic significance as China promised investment amounting to nearly $40 billion. China used its veto power to deny UN membership to Bangladesh in 1972. They eventually established formal bilateral relations in 1975, but prior to that, China's approach consisted primarily of countering Bangladesh to reassure its ally Pakistan. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Chinese officials made their first high-level visit in 1978. Greater momentum came in 2013 with the launch of China's Belt and Road Initiative. Dhaka formally joined the BRI in 2016. Therefore, option A is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding 𝐾𝐸𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 disaster. 1. It is a nuclear disaster that occurred in Germany post-World War II. 2. The reactor was destroyed by an earthquake. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? One only, two only, both one and two, or neither one nor two? The correct answer is option D, neither one nor two. Recently, Japan planned to release over 1 million tons of water from the Fukushima nuclear power plant into the sea. The 𝐾𝐸𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 disaster was a radioactive contamination accident that occurred on 29 September 1957 at Mayak, Soviet Union. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. It is a plutonium production site for nuclear weapons and a nuclear fuel reprocessing plant. In 1957, an underground tank of liquid nuclear waste at the Mayak facility exploded. Radioactive particles spread over the site and caused a radioactive plume of smoke that stretched for hundreds of miles. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Radioactive debris containing significant amounts of persistent cesium-137 and strontium-90 was released into the atmosphere, forming plumes of fallout. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding the Moon Agreement. 1. The agreement was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly in 1979. 2. Its provisions of the Outer Space Treaty applied only to the Moon. 3. India is a signatory of this agreement. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. Recently, India became the first country in the world to land Chandrayaan-3 successfully on the south pole of the moon. The agreement was adopted by the General Assembly in 1979, but it entered into force in July 1984. Hence, statement 1 is correct. It reaffirms and elaborates on many of the provisions of the Outer Space Treaty as applied to the Moon and other celestial bodies. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. It provides that the Moon and its resources belong to all, meant for peaceful use with no harm to its environment. India joined a handful of other countries in signing the Moon Agreement, though it did not ratify it. Hence, statement 3 is correct. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, consider the following statements regarding Aqueduct Water Risk Atlas Report. 1. This report was released by the World Resources Institute. 2. About 75% of the world population experiences high water stress for at least 1 month each year. 3. India is also included in the list of countries. How many of the statements given above is or are correct? Only one, only two, all three, or none? The correct answer is option B, only two. Recently, the Aqueduct Water Risk Atlas report was released by the World Resources Institute. Hence, statement 1 is correct. Around 25 countries representing a quarter of the world's population face extreme water stress annually. These nations utilize over 80% of their renewable water supply for various purposes, leaving little margin for shortages. Globally, about 50% of the population experiences high water stress for at least 1 month each year, and the projections suggest this number could rise to 60% by 2050. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. Countries like Bahrain, Saudi Arabia, India, and others top the list of the most water-stressed nations. Hence, statement 3 is correct. West Asia, North Africa, and South Asia are particularly affected, with up to 83% of their population facing extreme water stress. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Next question is, which one of the following best explains or describes the term phygital? A banking service that solely relies on digital platforms for all transactions. A marketing strategy focused on selling physical products to a digital audience, a combination of physical and digital banking offering the benefits of both, or an approach to banking that exclusively caters to traditional customers. The correct answer is option C, a combination of physical and digital banking offering the benefits of both. Recently, India Post Payments Bank declared the continuation of its profit streak, reiterating its steadfast dedication to sustainable financial inclusion and citizen empowerment through phygital banking. Phygital or hybrid model is a concept that combines the elements of physical and digital banking. It creates a synergy between traditional in-person banking services and modern digital banking solutions, allowing customers to enjoy the advantages of both worlds. This approach is known for its efficiency, cost savings, and ability to cater to the needs of diverse end users. Therefore, option C is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following best explains Hilary? New galaxy, corals, plant species, or tropical cyclone? The correct answer is option D, tropical cyclone. Recently, Hurricane Hilary is said to become the first tropical storm to hit Southern California in more than 80 years. As per the country's National Weather Service, in an average 3-year period, roughly 5 hurricanes strike the US coastline but never on the west coast. Hurricane Hilary is currently racing towards Southern California and Mexico, which is so out of the ordinary. A hurricane is a powerful and destructive tropical storm characterized by strong winds, heavy rainfall, and low atmospheric pressure. In the Atlantic Ocean and eastern North Pacific, they are called hurricanes, while in the northwestern Pacific, they are referred to as typhoons, and in the South Pacific and Indian Ocean, they are known as cyclones. Therefore, option D is the correct answer. Last question is, consider the following statements regarding the Astra Missile. 1. It is an indigenous beyond visual range surface-to-air missile. 2. It was designed and developed by the Defense Research and Development Laboratory. Which of the statements given above is or are correct? 1 only, 2 only, both 1 and 2, or neither 1 nor 2? The correct answer is option B, 2 only. Recently, 𝐃𝐫𝐢𝐬𝐡𝐭𝐢 light combat aircraft LSP-7 successfully fired the Astra missile off the coast of Goa. It is an indigenous beyond visual range air-to-air missile, hence statement 1 is not correct. It is to engage and destroy highly maneuvering supersonic aerial targets. It is designed and developed by the Defense Research and Development Laboratory, Research Center Imarat, and other laboratories of DRDO. Hence, statement 2 is correct. The indigenous Astra BVR firing from homegrown Tejas fighters is a major step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Therefore, option B is the correct answer. Now it's time for the practice question. Camp David Summit was held in which of the following countries? USA, India, China, or Russia? Send the answer of this question in the comment section. Stay tuned for the next episode. Thanks for watching.